question was raised as my conscience fell, a silly little lie. It didn't mean much, but it lingers still in the corner of my mind. Still you call me to walk on the edge of this world, to spread my dreams and fly. But the future's so far, my heart is so frail. Think I'd rather stay inside. But you love me anyway. It's like nothing in a life that I've ever known. Yes, you love me anyway. Oh Lord, how you love me, how you love me. It took more than my strength to simply be still, to seek but never find. All the reasons we change, the reasons I doubt. Why do loved ones have to die? But you love me anyway. It's like nothing in a life that I've ever known. Yes, you love me anyway. Oh Lord, how you love me. I am the thorn in your crown, but you love me anyway. I am the sweat from your brow, but you love me anyway. I am the nail in your wrist, but you love me anyway. I am Judas's kiss, but you love me anyway.
See, now I am the man who yelled out from the crowd for your blood to be spilled on this earth-shaking ground.
Yes, then I turned away with a smile on my face, with this sin in my heart, tried to bury your grace. Then alone in the night I still called out for you, so ashamed of my life, my life, my life. But you love me anyway. Oh God, how you love me. Yes, you love me anyway. It's like nothing in a life that I've ever known. Yes, you love me anyway. Oh Lord, how you love me. Yes, you love me anyway. It's like nothing in a life that I've ever known. Yes, you love me anyway. Oh Lord, how you love me. Yes, you love me. Yes, you love me.
I've ever known.
Yes, you love me. Yes, you love me. How you love me. How you love me. How you love me.
All right, thank you. How's everybody doing this morning? Wonderful. Man, y'all a little plump after the Christmas dinner. Anyway, just want to say thank you for just want to say thank you for the opportunity to speak this morning, for the opportunity to minister to your kids. Majority of them are really good, and then there's those few that I truly believe you're paying for your raising. But it's all good. It just comes with the territory. And but no, just real quick, if you're a senior to 6th grade, would you just stand up real fast? Senior to 6th grade. Y'all give them a hand. All right, y'all can be seated. That's the future right there. It's been a really good year with the youth this year. We expanded out. We were talking this summer and about what we wanted to do, and they kept saying upward, upward, upward. We really enjoyed doing upward, and so I was really hesitant at first because they're teenagers, but they really put 110% in it every week. They showed up to practice. They showed up to work in concession stands. They showed up to coach games. They showed up to did Bible studies, which is incredible. And so through teen college, through youth camp, through sports camps, through random Waffle House runs, we just really had a good time this year, and it's been fun just to minister to them and then for them to minister to me as well. And it's good kids, and they're the future, and it's very important that we invest in them. We're going to start this morning in Genesis, in just one simple verse, in Genesis 1:27, and it simply says, "So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created him, male and female, he created them." As I work with teenagers, and it's really been a different year. I know a lot of you graduated from Marmaduke, you might have graduated from this area, but they face problems today that you and I didn't face. Even I didn't face when I graduated 5 years ago in high school. Everything changes. We now have the internet and social media at our fingertips, and it's just incredible all the stuff you can find. But it's also incredible the amount of pressure that students put on themselves today. With like Facebook and Instagram, they just post pictures all the time. I'm curious how many likes this status will get, and how many likes or comments this picture will get, and how many times people look at their Snapchat story. And a lot of times that's how we base popularity. And I mean, let's just be real this morning. Whether you're a student or adult, you want to be popular. You want to be liked. You don't like anybody to not like you and to not think highly of you. That's just our human nature. And so as we think about that, I begin to question, are we really being molded by God, or are we being molded by the fashions of the world, by what we want society to view us as? What picture will get us more likes? If we post a memory verse, is that going to get 2 likes? Or if I post a picture of going out with the guys on Friday night, am I going to get more likes? And so in Ephesians 2:10, it says, "For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand, that we should walk in them." And Isaiah 64:8 says, "But now, O Lord, you are our Father. We are the clay, and you are our potter, and we are all the work of your hand." You know, I'm reminded of Daniel. We talked a few weeks ago about actions speak louder than words in youth, and we talked about Daniel in the lion's den and how they didn't want him to pray, and even though it forced him into the den of lions, which he could have been ate up in a matter of seconds, he went ahead and did it. We think about his buddies, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, how they would not pray to the false idol, would not bow down, and they were thrown in the fire. So even though we think that our stuff is minute today, we still serve the same God that saved them back then, and he'll save us now. What is society telling us today that we should do in our lives? Society now says it's okay to discriminate against one another based on gender or race. It's been really prevalent in the past few weeks. Matthew 22 says, "Teacher, which is the greatest commandment in the law?" And he said to him, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the greatest and first commandment. The second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself." Society tells us it's okay to judge others to make us feel better about ourselves. Matthew 7 says, "Judge not that you should be judged. For the judgment you pronounce, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Why do you see the speck that is in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log that is in your own? Or how can you say to your brother, 'Let me take the speck out of your eye,' when there's a log in your own eye? You hypocrite, first take the log out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly, take the speck out of your brother's eye." Society tells us that we can live like hell while we're young and get right later. James 4 tells us that, "Yet you do not know what tomorrow will bring. What is your life? For you are a mist that appears for a little time and then vanishes. Instead, you ought to say, 'If the Lord wills, we will live and do this or that.'" So, we can either let society mold us or let God mold us. Guys, y'all head on out. The students get ready to do something really neat. I came upon an old Cherokee tale of 2 wolves. It says, one evening, an old Cherokee Indian told his grandson about a battle that goes on inside people. He said, "My son, the battle is between two wolves inside us all. One is evil, is anger, envy, jealousy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego. The other is good. It is joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith." The grandson thought about it for a minute, and then he asked his father, "Which wolf wins?" The old Cherokee simply replied, "The one you feed." This is such a lovely story, so simple and yet so true. I think each and every one of us has two wolves running around us inside. The evil wolf or the good wolf is fed daily by the choices we make with our thoughts. What you think about and dwell upon will, in a sense, appear in your life and influence your behavior. We have a choice. We can feed the good wolf, and it will show up in our character, habits, and behavior positively, or feed the evil wolf, and our whole world will turn negative. Like poison, this will slowly eat away at our soul. So the question is, which are you feeding today? This is one of my favorite things we do every year. The students are just gonna share their testimonies this morning, but it's through cardboard or poster board. And so at this time, I'm just gonna turn it over to them and let them explain to you. We've all been faced with something on the front of the cardboard, each and every one of them. But it really doesn't matter what's on the front. It matters what happens in the back. Y'all give them a hand. Thanks, guys. as I was trying to figure out what to speak on today, and I spoke a few months ago in the 8 o'clock service, and it was about investing. And for some reason, that just kept popping in my mind: investing. And then last night, as it was late and I was trying to wrap it up, I realized that I'm a speaker of investment because I fully believe that I'm a product. And I just want to thank you. We've been coming here for 15 years, and I remember the very first trip I ever went out on was with Brother Ben Whitaker, and him just opening his heart up and just showing the kindness and how to love others. And there's several here. Miss Frida, there's no other person like her. Just be honest. And she's one of the sweetest ladies I know, and she'll do anything for you. And then Brother Aaron, Brother Gene, and the list just goes on and on. We do a great job in investing in kids, and I just want to thank you for that. Parents, invest in your children. I can only teach them so much. Lindsay can only teach them so much. Kyle, Kim, we can only do so much. It's your job as a parent to make church in Jesus a priority in their life. Whatever they see in the household is what they will show on the outside. So how do we end 2015 and to start off in 2016? Like we said, there's two ways we can go. We can either be molded by society or by the world and by Jesus. Josh, come on up here. We watched a video a few weeks ago, and it really kind of hit home. So this morning, I just want you to imagine yourself up here in front of God, and God has a chisel. And as 2016 approaches, and we look to go better, and our theme is impact, and we really want to hit the ground running and impact Marmaduke. But if we really approach God and said we're ready to take out everything in our life, would we really be able to stand here and say we can take away our lust? We can take away our anger. That we can take away our cuss words. That we can take away our bad thoughts, our bad attitudes. And inside all of us, there's that one little bitty part of us, that deep, dark sin that nobody else knows about. And are we willing to give that away to God? So my prayer for you this morning is this. I know I didn't go long. I really wanted the students to be the one to explain. I think they did a great job. But we need to be the difference makers in 2016. If you're here this morning and you don't have a personal relationship with Christ, I pray that you realize that there are two wolves inside of you, the good and the evil. Whichever one you feed is going to be the one that comes out. Students, it's time to take a stand and make a difference. I'll never forget, I was a senior in high school, and Carl Reeves came back and taught us one night. And he was talking about his regrets in high school, and he said, one of the biggest mistakes I ever made was not realizing how big the mission field I was on. And as I sit there and thought, that's kind of silly. But as I graduated and moved on, I realized that you see the same people 5 days a week from 8 to 3 for 180 days a year. That is the biggest mission field, students. Adults, where you work, you see the same people from 8 to 5, from 6 to 6. That's your mission field. Let's make an impact this year. I'm going to ask the band to come up and just close your eyes, everyone else. Just bow your head and close your eyes. It's time we took a stand. If you need to come talk to someone this morning about being saved, if you want to end 2015 on a good note and start 2016 on an even better note, I pray that you would come talk to Kim or Kyle. Secondly, to parents out there, if you have a child, I don't care if they are 3, 4, 5, 18, 20, doesn't matter. If you have a child, I pray that you just come bring them to the altar this morning, just pray with them. There's a lot of temptations going on in this world that students are vulnerable to. If we really, truly, honestly want to make an impact this year, we've got to start with ourselves. See big forest fires out, all it took was a spark. If we really want to make a difference, we'll take a stand on the last day of the year. I'm going to pray, and then the band's going to continue. Brother Kim's going to come forward.